October is here and that means new game release is on the way. We have a lot of announcements lately with the State of Play and Tokyo Game Show. And let me tell you, we have some of the biggest games coming in October. So without further ado, let's start the list. One of the most beloved games, Silent Hill 2, is getting a remake. This is a psychological horror game based on Silent Hill series more than 2 decades ago, which finally returns in 2024. The story follows James, a man who investigates a letter from his deceased wife, believing she's still alive, and travels to the mysterious town of Silent Hill to find her. The town is shrouded in fog and plagued by some disturbing creatures. Some of them are hostile and lead you as a player to avoid the encounters along the journey actively. The game has a great story following the psychological state of the main characters and delve deeper into fears, guilt, and depression of a man who must confront his grief. Also, the entire environment of Silent Hill manifests his inner demons and struggle. Since this is a remake, the story expanded, offering deeper insight into James' psychological state. Some new puzzles and environment interactions are also added to the game. The visual is enhanced, including lighting, texture, and characters model, which has some backlash among fans since they changed the characters far from the original state. Let me know if you're an OG player what you think about the change. The game is coming on October 8, 2024 for PlayStation and PC, exclusive for 1 year, due to exclusivity with Sony, and it's still coming to other consoles in 2025. A new MMORPG has arrived and it's been years of waiting since the first announcement. The game was released first in Korea back in 2023, and this is a new MMORPG made by NCSoft and published globally by Amazon Game Studio. And wait, before you run away, let me talk about the game. Throne of Liberty is visually stunning with a diverse biome, vibrant landscape, and dynamic weather system with a day-night cycle, making it immersive to explore and grind in the open world. The combat seems to be tap target with variety of skills and combo to combine, and I think the game is more likely skill-based combat and make sure you learn to adapt to each class' unique playstyle. There are open world grinds or dungeons for people like me who love PvE in general, also open world bosses and raids that cycle every day, which you can ask your party to fight together. PvP in the game is highly rewarding since it gives you a lot of valuable rewards. You can do open world PvP, ranking mode, or even the guild wars where large-scale battles take place over significant rewards for the top guild. Overall, I'm really excited about Throne of Liberty, and I know a lot of people have concern about the game since it has mixed reviews in Korea. The pay-to-win could be some issues surrounding release, so let's see. Since the game is coming on October 1st, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, and PC, with cross-platform available. Another remake joining the list this month. Until Dawn is a horror game where a group of 8 friends gather for a reunion turns into a terrifying incident where they end up being stalked by a mysterious mass killer and have to work together to survive the night. Since this is a remake, what's new for Until Dawn? While the core story remains the same, the remake has some change, including graphical upgrade with improved character models, lighting, and environmental details. Additionally, some characters' backstory and deeper insight are added into the lore. New support for widescreen and unlocked FPS is a main template for remakes, so it is also added for PC player. Overall, it is a remake of a beloved horror game, so if you are interested, the game will be released on October 4th, 2024 for PlayStation and PC.
Dispel the curse. Luis must be dealt with.
Don't worry, Persona fans, I'm here to talk about Metaphor ReFantazio. This is a new JRPG from the same creators of Persona 3 until 5, where you play as a protagonist who sets out on the journey to protect your kingdom while encountering enemies and meet new companions along the journey. The game took many of its gameplay mechanics from previous Atlus RPG, such as turn-based combat and exploitation of enemy weaknesses. The main difference between Metaphor and Persona could be the settings. Since you used to be in a classroom settings and now you are playing in medieval fantasy world, it's kinda like getting transferred to Isekai. You still have companion, and you can build your relationship with them. Because you are lonely and nothing but learning to socialize, since the game features social simulation element and mechanics that lets you develop more intimate relationship with your party members outside the combat. I think this is a gift for Persona fans. I might be not one of them, but I'm glad they got what they deserve. They are loyal fans and supportive ones, so yeah, congrats. The game finally released after almost 8 years of waiting, and its premiere on October 11, 2024 for PlayStation, Xbox X and S, and PC.
A test of power. I guess we'll see. This will be when the true battle begins.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a nostalgic comeback of the decade for Dragon Ball fans. This one is an action-packed fighting game where you play as any of the characters in Dragon Ball universe. I remember playing the old games when I was a kid and accidentally broke my controller 3 times for Kamehameha Clash. Those guys who played in the same era must be familiar with the gameplay, even though Dragon Balls always have similarities in every game. I would say the new feature added here, besides 182 characters and might be 20 of them is Goku, there is a new story mode including online multiplayer and survival challenge, a new combo for each characters, and obviously better graphics and animation in general. If you are a huge Dragon Ball fan, or you might be old like me and you need some nostalgia, you can get Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and make sure to break your controller, and this time you can do it online. Anyway, the game is coming on October 11, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, and PC. I think it is not complete if we don't have more horror games in October. This is No More Room in Hell 2, a horror survival game, the sequel of the previous title. Set in post-apocalyptic world ravaged by zombie outbreak where you as a player must fight for survival while scavenging for resources. There are some unique features compared to the conventional zombie shooter where you must carefully manage your resources, including ration and ammunitions, making it more difficult to make decisions either to help or leave your friends behind. Another thing that matters is permadeath, which means if someone dies, they die for good. This adds sense of urgency and risk to the gameplay, and player needs to be conscious and strategic to avoid losing progress. Lastly, the game is multiplayer up to 8 people in a team, which means more human power, more decisions, and more management for resource. But be worried, the environment could be unpredictable every playthrough. So if you are a zombie enthusiast or you need a game to play with your friends, make sure to check out No More Room in Hell 2 when it's entering early access on October 22nd, 2024, exclusively for PC. You might know A Quiet Place from a movie, since this game took place in the same universe. A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead is a new single-player horror adventure game where you have to survive in a post-apocalyptic world when the slightest sound means you are dead. The enemy is a weird-looking creature attracted only to sounds because they are blind, and you as a player have to stealth your way to escape, using any strategy to reduce as much sounds or using it as a distraction. Another cool thing about the game is how they create the game sounds design to make the ambience fit the feeling of isolation and constant threat of unseen dangers to keep you focused at all time. The game looks promising with the way they build up the horror that captured the essence similar to the movie. But let us judge it when it comes on October 17, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, and PC.
Or who trusts me. But my friend Safi is dead.
Life is Strange Double Exposure is a new addition to the series, taking a new direction and introducing the power of time manipulation to alter the past. Yet, changing the future always has its complex consequence. The story revolves around Mike Schofield, who lost her friends due to mysterious case of murder. Eventually, she found a way to shift between 2 timelines where in the other one her friends were still alive. Your job is to prevent the same murder and solving the mystery behind your friend's death. This is a mystery-solving game where any choices you make can alter the different outcomes and multiple possibilities, so choose wisely. The game will be released on October 29, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, PC, and Switch.
when to quit.
Dragon Age The Veilguard is one of the most anticipated games developed by the infamous BioWare, the same studio that brought you 2014 Game of the Year Dragon Age Inquisition. This is a sequel of Inquisition set 10 years after the event, and features a new location to explore, new regions, creatures, factions, and several fundamental changes in design. Veilguard introduced a revamped combat system focused on accessibility and depth. For example, the player can change attack, active more abilities, and utilize environmental to gain advantage in battle. The combat system is fast-paced while still allowing for strategic planning for what combos you are trying to use. Another thing to mention is a new companion system where you can have deeper relationship just like a dating simulator in an action game. It is weird, but that's the direction they choose to take. I know the general public has their own opinion about the game and how they hate the art direction that looks soft like the game made for toddlers. And yes, I did my homework and searched for the old Dragon Age, and oh boy, Luna Return into Fanboy is not in my checklist this year. Anyway, I shouldn't criticize the game yet, but if the audience felt off, I need to know why. The game is coming on October 31st, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, and PC. Another year, another Call of Duty, and this time it's Black Ops 6. As always, Black Ops brings out its usual single-player campaign, multiplayer, and zombie mode, which has a new storyline and better zombie mode, of course. The main takeaway for Black Ops 6 is the multiplayer mode, which is the main core of Call of Duty game. Based on multiplayer beta, we can conclude that the game is in fine condition, besides balancing issues for some weapons and perk system which could be broken for some builds. Another things introduced in multiplayer is a new system called Omni Movement, which is basically a new mechanics that lets you dive while shooting, and do some cool jump shot for the death cam, making the game faster in phase and confusing at some point. The last one is one mechanic that lets you take your enemy as a human shield, which I think is cool and innovative, but you know, COD players are never humans to begin with, so they used it for something else besides a human shield, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna take you down here on this fucking bed and whisper you sweet nothing.
Overall, the game is ready to launch and it's coming on October 25th, 2024 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I think we deserve a second launch. That's what Sony thinks they're cooking with. So they launched Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered Edition for PlayStation 5 on October 31st. And guess what?
There's nothing Bloodborne friends can do to get the same treatment, are we?
The last one is Alan Wake 2 get a new DLC, codenamed Lake House, which is a mysterious facility used by Federal Bureau of Control to study the supernatural effects of the lake and the dark presence within, until something goes wrong. That means it is our job to find out why. It is set up to be released in October, but there is no date announced yet. That's all the biggest game coming in October. I hope you get what you want and tell me if you have other things to play, maybe I could miss something. So make sure to write it in the comment section down below and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe since it is boost the channel. Overall, I have some games to play, and how about you? Do you have it? Or are you waiting for something else? Tell me more. And I'll see you again in the next video. Stay no lab, guys.